a for Nasha for a daily of the TV so Hana Bawumia trending news of course yes I find any source and then the can but need no book so now I subscribe my neighbor news be no she be a notification of phone so now I shall finish some more if you more down for so any be a shitty for with so comment or comments as a video no query no any John Quan with my comment at your comments for me go straight to my issue Harruna and Idrissu as a babon think it can't say me no can't say in him saying Bia and Bawumia quotes in peace coalition policy in the campaign message me by me we free ho VAT 15% me ye free ho. Now what is all going to mean free what is all that house won't be ye free me ye free ho with okay can or can say Galamsey be ye free ho. And on a share Harruna Idrissu both because if you dare not speak about Galamsey come you dare not speak about it. Not deceive Ghanaians over Galamsey because MPP close for ne be Galamsey. So how come also be Ubi Galamsey flow? How? Because you are still in power. If you want you sampa who ye for a no na Harruna do so about bunting some okay catch I suppose in a big time I know she but I can go to Harruna do so ba near to come channel about a Bawumia speech now.
December 2024.
The first time I had a chat with you here
was
about, I think you began your statement with how to fight Galamsey, right?
Yes, I remember.
Now, the Vice President, the flag bearer, has given strategies on how we can combat illegal mining in the country. He says that he will formalize, regularize, and regulate environmentally sustainable small-scale mining. About 1 million people are engaged in the small-scale mining, and their goal would be to help grow small-scale mining companies into large-scale companies with capacity building and assisting them to access financing to acquire equipment. We can create many millionaires in the small-scale mining industries if we support them. He says, my government will support the Minerals Commission and its key stakeholders to formalize the artisanal and small-scale gold mining sector with the objective of ensuring that the activities of the entire value chain are sustainably and responsibly done so that most of the gold produced by this sector can be sold to the Bank of Ghana and be eligible to be part of the gold reserves of the central bank.
I'll be surprised that somebody in Ghana today will put iota of credibility from Nana Adudankwa through Bawumia, through any minister, on any effort by them to fight Galamsey. Don't you recall the president's own words in Parliament? He even said he will quit if his Galamsey fight fails. Have you passed by River Pra and Co?
Oh, yeah.
Are you not disappointed?
I am.
And shameful. It is, if you are going to rate the performance of major policy decisions, it is one major monumental failure, the fight against Galamsey. So he dare not even speak about Galamsey. He dare not know. This should not be an area even President Akufo-Addo should attempt to want to deceive Ghanaians for the second time.
But let's look at
it. We saw, look, from Dalong in Tamale, in Kumbungu, when excavators and tipper trucks were burned, some were seized. Some of those seized vanished. And then we saw up to Aisha Wang, arrested, released, arrested, convicted. We have not seen any policy success in their war and fight against Galamsey. Let's be looking at the numbers. And one of these days, somebody must ask, how much have we spent between 2017 and yesterday with this combined military police security thing in the fight against Galamsey? And measure it against the outcomes we are getting. Our water bodies are heavily polluted. As I said, I drove towards the central region. As I was crossing one of the bridges after
Big Porso.
I was kind of, I even drew the attention of the person who was seated with me that look at the state of this water. So again, credibility crisis. I will fight Galamsey. 8 years on, I have failed. No admission. Give me an opportunity into the future. It is already so under Article 2576 of the 1992 Constitution. So I just thought that he came in campaigning for the NDC, and I'm now convinced beyond shadow of that.
President Mahama will prevail, but he brought a lot of. He spoke about his vision for the country, Honorable. Now, his vision, he says, a mindset of possibilities, and he's going to ensure that, you know, to achieve that, we have a curriculum that will look at how you develop the mindset of the people.
When I leave here, I'll share a video with you, page 64, paragraph 158. I spoke to this matter in Nakpandure when I spoke about the amendment to Article 87 of the 1992. Well, he said so. So, not review reforms. We need to bring closure to this matter of DCs being elected and Metropolitan Chief Executives being elected. Maybe today I should take you through some interesting dimension of it. Ghanaians have never heard this. I hear them saying that the NDC just oppose it. You know, when President Nana Addo Dankwa,
when it comes to the election of the MMDs,
yeah, I'll just read something to you. Article 243, and maybe you come to that other question you want me to answer. So if you look at 243, page 151 of the Constitution, it reads, there shall be a district chief executive for every district who shall be appointed by the president. So when President Nana Addo Dankwa wanted to amend this in the Constitution, he amended 243(1 and then forgot to talk about 248.
So what does the 248
say?
So
you could not holistically amend only that one.
So what does the 248 say?
Subject to the a candidate seeking election to a district assembly or any local government unit shall present himself to the electorate as an individual. So this time you are now changing it. He was no longer going to be an individual, but he will be on a party ticket. So if you were amending 243, you needed to amend 248. But even more importantly, you needed to amend 2433. He has spoken about appointment, but he was silent on removal. How do you remove him? If he is elected, the president cannot remove him. But if you were doing a holistic constitutional amendment, the amendment which walked to us in Parliament lacked this other additional amendment. Is the reason we resisted it. So it was not going to be in
what does the
tandem
3 say?
With the 3 says the office of the district chief executive shall become vacant if he's removed by the president. You can't elect him and the president will remove him. That's incongruous. You can't do that constitutionally. So I'm just saying that in principle, I think that we should work towards the elective principle. But will the person be elected on a party line or he will stand as an individual? Now you see corruption and monetization with election of MPs. Do you want to offload that into election of district chief executives and mayors? You are likely to reduce that to monetization, which currently is being financed by government of Ghana through the Electoral Commission. Now you throw that one to the money bags until we take some appropriate decisions.
Okay, let's look at the taxes the tax regime he spoke about. He says, my administration will introduce a very simple, citizen and business-friendly flat tax regime, a flat tax of a percentage of income for individuals and SMEs, which constitute 98% of all businesses in Ghana, with appropriate exemption thresholds set to protect the poor. With a new tax regime, the tax returns should be able to be completed in minutes. We will also simplify a complicated corporate tax system and VAT regime. To start a new tax regime on a clean slate, my government will provide a tax amnesty, that is, a complete exemption from the payment of taxes for a specified period, and the waiving of interest and penalties up to a certain year of individuals and businesses for failures to file taxes in previous years, so that everyone will start afresh. Is this not encouraging for businesses to thrive in Ghana, to employ more people?
Is it not the same Bawumia and Nana Addo who promised $1 million per constituency, who promised one district, one factory, who promised that they will grow the country economy double digit? You remember in 2016? So who would believe that? So I think part of this statement called is statement is suffering from a policy credibility crisis. That's what Dr. Bawumia said. Ghana's next chapter, selfless leadership and bold solutions for the future, will suffer a credibility crisis because Ghanaians will set this against what he promised earlier in opposition and now promising this in government. So
where he was a mate, not the driver.
So simply, why didn't he do what he has promised to do yesterday?
Because he was not the one in charge. He says his role was to advise.
Did he quit government? If you give advice and you feel strong, you have strong conviction, it's not taken, you walk away. Especially on e-levy. It was major. It divided this country. You know that. For 6 months, we held strong as a minority caucus in our opposition to it. So if you advise and your advice is ignored, you tell the person who is ignoring your advice that, okay, so they ignored him e-levy. Have they ignored him on emission tax too? And then what has he done?
But you said he didn't speak about agriculture, but he did.
Did.
Under the reducing cost of living.
Go to it.
132.
I thought that it deserved its own head. You know.
He says
nobody.
He says,
I repeat it.
I want a Ghana where we attain food security through the application of technology and irrigation to commercial large-scale farming, which is critical.
And that's enough on agriculture.
No. Well, he says we will also promote the use of agricultural land to reduce the acidity of soil, enhance soil fertility, and get more yield from the application of fertilizers.
Is that enough on
Ghana has an abundance of limestone to do this, and he says this: I will prioritize the construction of the Pwalugu Dam by using private sector financing to crowd in grant financing.
Repetitive.
He says
Pwalugu was commissioned 900.
Abusiafo nyina tin sama Harruna Idrissu ekan ke defa Galamsey wanches also you dare not say anything about Galamsey, or you dare not deceive Ghanaians with Galamsey, because more MVP goes for na even Galamsey mba akra mba ya won say oba wa be Galamsey fi ho eti fa me nko nsem asa kan ni so ka say o ne say Bawumia akra mbo ni policy bi ebi ba ka be biti mahama akra mpo down no oye addict to ebi o me Bawumia hands down o me winning is simple because oye fatum like very very funny. Yeah, playing could tell better sense and was I disgrace here about me a big timer. Well, Likee is a good thing, and good thing. Small account for our own, and you don't go for any police or day banner. In your what pacing pains, my church money, and get all the coming good to our induce your back. Now, I don't come out with the number every year.
Development fund. You see, at least one good thing, Dr. Bawumia was not high like President Akufo-Addo on bureaucracy. Zango Development Belt Authority. Coastal something authority, this authority, what have they done? They are repeating the same thing that local authorities of these assemblies are doing. We could have saved the money for the country. So I think overall, the NDC looks good. President Mahama looks determined and set to be re-elected as president of Ghana. And I pray that he takes full advantage of the benefit of hindsight, having been in office, having been out of office, to combine that to do good to the people of Ghana and to work to stabilize the economy and improve the loss of Ghanaians. Okay. So we've gone through the pages and...
you think the NDC looks good?
Too good. After listening to Bawumia to this stage,
and that you're winning, hands
down. There's work to do, but we can now sleep that he's not as much threat as some thought he was.
But I mean, the man you are fighting or you're praying he wins. There seems to be some tension between you and him. Why are you still?
No. Dismiss it. There's never been. Dismiss it. There's never been.
Really?
Yes.
But
nobody knows.
We saw and heard what happened.
No. And I say nobody knows and understands the way I relate to my boss. Leave it there. There is nothing. No. Even as minister, I never had any difficulty having access to him as president, even today. So just dismiss it. But you see, I'm not one of those small boys who go parroting that I was here, I was there, I've been sent here, I've been sent. No, I'm above that. No, I've never had any issue or problem. No. So dismiss it and let's work on. There are people who profit from that. I'm sure they themselves are beginning to identify that they probably...
Okay. Yeah. So you think that is... But again, we've heard that there's a reshuffle coming in. I mean, yours came last year when you were pushed off the perch as the minority leader, right? Now we hear there is one coming in for the MPP.
Minority leader is behind me. I still remain member of parliament for Tamale South. If I don't even go home, I'll be sworn in on January 7th as MP for Tamale South. I have a covenant with the people of Tamale South. They know that they have a strong candidate and person in Harruna Idrissu. They can trust on my leadership that I have provided. And leadership is, I got an onerous privilege to lead a minority for 7 years. My footprints are there for every Ghanaian to appreciate long term. these are not footprints you can close, even if you hate or like Harruna. It is your shame. You chase a tortoise to a young mouse, and you can't catch it.
So MPP has been chased to a young mount now.
Unless somebody catch the tortoise.
Anyway, interesting. Well, so this is it. You're still watching the Pulse here on the Journey channel. We'll take a quick break.
It is only MPP who says that for 7 years I failed to do this. Give me 1 year to do it. It's only the MPP that thinks that way. In 7 years I failed to do something. And they give me 1 year to be able to do it, so that within 8 years I would have achieved it. No. I don't see that happening.
But if
in terms of healthcare,
if you say that we'll come there. But if you say that, are you assuming that all of you are able to accomplish whatever you tell Ghanaians you will do?
So if you couldn't do it in 7 years, you believe it that you do it in 1 year.
But you also had 8 years. You couldn't do everything.
That's why they voted us out. So they'll be voted out. And in terms of health infrastructure, the President Mahama.
Let's do the economy, then we go to health. Honorable, from 2013 to 2016, the GDP growth rate in 2013 was 7.313%. In 2014, it was 2.89%. In 2015, it was 2.178%. In 2016, it was 3.448%. Now, if you compare it to that of the MPP in 2017, it was 8.143%. In 2016, it was 6.363%. 2019 was 6. 2019 was 6. 2020 was 0.9%.
Is that an NDC percent?
No, that's the MPP percent.
That's post-COVID MPP
exactly.
percent. Now,
averagely, they were doing better than the NDC.
They did better
before COVID.
Because of
now, after COVID, they started, the economy became. So if you look at what they did before, can't you then trust that this is a team that managed the economy this way, and therefore they can
I
do
hope
this
you
this
have
way?
monitored and read the brilliant article by Emmanuel.
Is it Kujo or is it Bryce Simmons, or you're talking about Franklin Kujo?
Franklin Kujo.
Okay.
This growth in 2017 and 2018 were largely because of the investment the John Mahama administration made, particularly in the oil sector, with the bringing in of Sankofa and the rest. So that increased the growth. What did they invest in 2017 to have achieved this level of growth? Tell me. You are just coming as a new government to government of growth. Tell me. You are just coming as a new government to government. So you are benefiting from the previous year's government investment. I followed that article, and I'm satisfied with what Franklin sought to do in terms of policy analysis of it. Thank you.
So you're saying that the MPP didn't do anything at all? But
whatever it is, post-COVID, every government suffers setbacks. For them, when Minister said Tekwe was going to talk about volatilities, they said, shut up, what volatilities? External factors have no effect. Now even the death of the Queen can have an effect. Post-COVID and then Ukraine, they are saying that external factors. Other economies have grown. Ivory Coast have grown. Compare us to other economies. I wish I had carried my budget copy. I would have shown you the trajectory of growth. Many other countries beyond COVID, beyond Ukraine have grown. Ghana have failed to grow. So it's a problem of leadership.
But can we really compare our economy to that of, say, the Ivory Coast and Congo?
We are similar. We are about the same.
Who are assisted hugely
by who?
By their mother country like France.
It's not so.
Really?
Ghana, if you look at how much money we have pumped in, we should do better.
Does the Ivory Coast have a central bank?
Why not? They do. Every country
with their,
because they are part of their French monetary zone system. They may, but it may not be as independent as Ghana had, and it may not relate to the economy as our own have, but they do.
But won't the relationship with France have any role to play on how the economy is held and stable?
Are you following what is happening in the global politics of France? France influence in Africa is being subjected to some major setbacks.
That's 3 countries.
And I think that I don't want to fray into diplomatic issues. This worrying development of Burkina, Mali, and the other country, even saying that they are shying away from being part of ECOWAS, is problematic, particularly in our quest to fight terrorism, extreme terrorism that is very close to our borders from those angles. So industrialization, 1D, 1F, $1 million, $1 per constituency. Zongo.
A devil in Athens, my Harruna Idrissu Babo and Tibet candy fat Galamsey and one a Bawumia. His speech on mine, so be to Galamsey as and our Babo and saying, Abegun and say, you dare not say anything about a Galamsey because more maybe goes for name and we took Galamsey. Will be here for stipend. That maybe grows no to Galamsey no more and answer number age man saying, then in case 2024 is almost Pabanama Quandia and Harruna Idrissu are good and massive pan or cast about me. Company so you'll be nipa kokoro nko bi kra so wabe ono mahama wabe compete akansi bi kra mpo gidigidi sa ono ko wo fukura ombe winning the hands down same we no ka fan one interested for drink and about comments so afin so bitim so ashama live so nya bi ahwe if bitim so subscribe and then di kana ba so so yeah the telefone nyina so by ila be